In the town of Inverurie, Aberdeenshire, Scotland, centrally placed around some of Scotland's best fishing, rivers, lochstyle and still water, this is the home of the 2025 Five Nations Fly Fishing Championships. The venues for this competition are split up into 4 sectors for 4 different sessions. Sector 1 is the Upper River Don. Sector 2 is the Lower River Don. Sector 3 is the Loch of Lintrathen. And Sector 4 is Lochter Stillwater Fishery. These 4 venues will all be fished by 4 groups of competitors split up by country across every single session. These groups will rotate around each sector just like FIPSMoosh style rules used in the World Championship Series. Each contender will fish each sector one time across the 4 sessions. These sessions are split across 2 days, with 2 sectors being fished each day. Day 1 of the 2025 Five Nations Fly Fishing Championships starts with a beautiful sunrise. There is not a cloud in the sky, and while preparations are being made for anglers to head out to their river venues, anglers are already on their way to both the boat and bank venues. Here we see each of the preparations that are currently being made for the beat draw prior to the 2 river sectors being fished.
Rap will draw the beat number, whatever colour you get, beat 1, you obviously pick up the correspondence flags, number 1 and the glitter, and they go to the beat and they mark the boundaries. Number 6 for Steve. He will walk up to beat 5 after an hour and a half. Number 5 for Bernie. He will walk down to beat 6 after an hour and a half. Number 2 for Michael. He'll walk up to beat number 1. Beat number 1 for Peter. He will walk down to beat number 2. Number 7 for Jason Kuchan. That's the transition beat that divides the up and topper, sector 1 and 2. Number 4. While you take photos of that, I'll go and get the photo.
And with that, final preparations are now in place for anglers to head to their river venues. Their beats have been drawn and they now must head to their assigned location to compete in session 1 of the first day of the Five Nations Fly Fishing Championships. We start on Sector 1, the Upper River Don. In bright and sunny conditions, there is a blustery wind, already creating uncertainty for how the fishing will be. Group A is first to fish the Upper Don.
That's huge.
With that bell, that starts session 1 of the Fly Fishing 5 Nations Championship. Steve here starts on beat 5. Working out exactly how close he is to trees, he can fish his floating line with a dry dropper set up close to the bank, working his way across the pool. Within session 1, we move down to sector 2 on the lower River Don, where we see similar conditions and blustery winds, high sun, affecting Group B, who are currently taking on this sector. Here we see Mike Cordner of Scotland working his way across his beat, number 11, which is split across an island. He has a lot of water to cover and not a lot of time, and adds an extra element of urgency. Here we see Scott Robertson of Scotland working his way around 13. He has an awful lot of water to cover in a short amount of time again, but he manages to make the most of efficient angling and cover as much water as he can, making sure he gets every pool, every run, every seam fished through. On to the lowest beat, number 14, we have the French angler Neil Garnier-Laroche, and he works his way up the extremely riffly water, which is low but has potential for fish to be included. He has an awful lot of water again to cover, and in the bright sun, he has very little places for fish to be hiding in shade. Finally, we have Robert Flaherty, who is working his way up number 11. He's found 2 seams at the bottom where Euro nymphs in between them, and is quickly rewarded for his efforts. And with that, it brings session 1 to a close. Group A being won by Steve Corser with 30 fish, Group B being won by Mark Whitman with 18, Jim Russell and Lintrathen catching 1 fish with Bob Robertson sealing first in joint place, and Group D on Lochter being won by Claude of Luxembourg with 14 fish. Impressive showings all round. To start session 2, we take you to an extremely windy Lochter trout fishery. This was an incredibly tense situation as Group C take on a very difficult Lochter trout fishery which had fished well in the morning, with first place taking 14 and second place taking 9. There was plenty of fish to be had, however it was unknown how it would fish in this extreme wind. We're here at Lochter Trout Fishery in session 2 of day 1 of the Five Nations Fly Fishing Championship, and it is proven extremely difficult. We've got pretty difficult conditions. The wind is blustering up to 30 miles an hour. We have no sun now, but it's been pretty changeable, and there's only been 1 fish caught in this session so far by the Frenchman, and he's actually been fishing the contour next to the fishery with nymphs, a single nymph, and that's the only thing that's caught fish so far. So we're expecting to see a pretty difficult session going forward, but we'll find out after this. After a really challenging first hour, things will start to pick up as the wind drops, and we've had French are currently leading with 5 fish off of this one peg, 6 fish in total, and there has been a few ones and twos caught elsewhere. So as the wind drops, it seems that the fishing is picking up a wee bit more. We'll see. There's still not very many fish rising. It's still quite cold, but things are looking a bit better after some fish have been caught. So let's see what happens.
Yes! Well done.
Session 2 comes to a close with incredibly impressive showings from Steve Corser on the lower stretches, catching 33, bettering his own score from the upper. Dimitri Denozes from France put in an excellent showing on Lochter Fishery, which we just saw, taking Group C. With both sessions coming to a close, we have our day 1 results. In the individual results, Steve Corser, taking 63 fish and only 2 place points from his 2 groups, is in the lead, with Jim Russell in second, Manu Aderf of France in third, Mark Whitman in fourth, and Scott Robertson in fifth. Scotland lead overall with only 24 place points, France with 29 behind them, and the rest not far behind. Massive congratulations on today, guys. First day went really well for you in some tough conditions. How did you feel like your first session went and your second session overall? How did you feel like you performed?
C'était compliqué, quoi. Très très compliqué sur le lac. Euh, et après, cet après-midi, j'ai trouvé une pêche en pêchant à vue. Et j'ai réussi à prendre des poissons sur chaque manche. Donc c'était sympa.
Yeah, it was really difficult. A lot of wind. Uh, Fish were not so active and don't bite any all the time. So it was really hard. And in the afternoon, it was really good because you can see the fish and fish them like you see when they take your flies. So it's just amazing to fish like that.
Nice. Well done. That was really good angling. So well done. How did you feel like the lake fished versus the still water, and how was that for you?
Ce matin, donc j'ai commencé par Lochter du bord, donc très tôt le matin, donc le poisson pas actif. Il a fallu trouver des pêches en profondeur. Ça s'est déclenché après en fin de matinée, donc ça s'est bien passé. Et cet après-midi sur Lintrathen, le même problème que Dimitri, pas d'activité, beaucoup de vent et pas de poisson.
It was really great, but a lot of great anglers were around the lake, and sometimes it's just a little bit more difficult. But there is certainly one or two technique for fishing, and yeah, some fish can be taken, so it's not so bad, but it can be great. And the afternoon was really difficult because a lot of wind and fish were not biting, so it was really hard.
Well, that's still well done. That was good angling. And from the rivers, guys, how did you feel like you got on between the morning and the afternoon session? Because you did really well in the afternoon session.
Ce matin, moi, la pêche était assez dure, enfin, on va dire assez dure, je m'en sors plutôt bien. Mais j'ai fait quelques erreurs qui m'ont fait perdre quelques places. Et cet après-midi, j'ai essayé de me rattraper un peu en enchaînant beaucoup les poissons, en s'arrêtant jamais, tout le temps être dans le rush, pêcher, sans s'arrêter. Et du coup, j'ai réussi à faire rentrer un peu plus de poissons et me placer dans une meilleure place. Enfin, mieux me placer, quoi.
So on the morning, it was a little bit difficult. Some fish can be taken, but not as much as we want. So he want to improve his skills for the afternoon, and he made it. So he fish very fast, very well, and come to the net a lot of fish that is really great. So yeah, it's perfect for the afternoon.
And how do you feel like you fished yourself with the morning session being on the lower beats and then the upper session being on the upper? How did you feel like you maximized those two?
On the morning, it was really difficult. Like I have a post that have a lot of shadows, so no sun, no heat. It was really hard. So to take fish, you have one only solution: find one great stream with a lot of fish in and fish in that. So I made it. I made all the thing I can, and it finally go not as the way I want. So I take it, and that's all. But the afternoon was not really so bad. So I take a lot of fish, but with a lot of technical skills. So I think a lot. I do a lot of things like changing my length, changing my way of my fly, and I search the good post and find it, and I finish very well with first place. So not so bad.
Thank you very much, guys, and tight lines for tomorrow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. As the beats are finalised for day 2, we head back to the upper dawn. This is sector 1, and now we have new groups attacking this sector. These guys have been on both Lintrathen and Lochter yesterday, and now they take on the rivers, proving their skills in their second discipline, river fly fishing. This is a different day entirely, as there's no sun, and the wind has dropped slightly but is still blustering up to 25 miles an hour. The Upper Don will be interesting. It's had an awful lot of pressure from the first day. And with that, we bring session 3 to a close, with interesting results all round. Jack Mayer, most notably on the Upper Don, taking 29 fish from an already pressured river. An incredible performance. 23 fish from Derek Logan on the Lower Don, an impressive performance again from one which has been incredibly difficult on beat 8, taking an incredible amount of fish. Steve Corser taking 3 fish from the difficult Lintrathen, and again 1 place point, putting him at only 3 place points overall for the tournament. We return to Lochter Trout Fishery for the final session of the Five Nations Fly Fishing Championship. And we have again an interesting setup, as Lochter has generally fished harder and harder throughout the 2 sessions that have already been placed yesterday and 1 session today, which was extremely difficult. Multiple methods start getting used, with again the Frenchman that is on here, Manu, following his cohort and starting with single nymphing and sight fishing at every single peg that he starts on, before then moving to other methods after that doesn't work. He quickly takes fish and starts off the session with the first fish to be taken. We are here in Sector 4 Lochter Fishery, and this is the final session of the Five Nations Championship, and it has proven extremely difficult. There have not been very many fish caught so far. It's extremely windy. The wind has completely changed from yesterday, and only 3 people have caught fish so far, the best of which being the young Frenchman catching 3 on, similar to what we saw in the last session, single nymphing at the side, sight fishing, trying to catch those fish that are just cruising up and down the edge. That's proved to be the only real consistent method so far, but we'll see what happens into the final half, and we'll see if anyone else can start picking up fish consistently other than Team France. Let's see. A truly outstanding performance in the final session by Jason Cruikshank as he comes from behind, catching 7 fish in his last 3 beats. Steve Corser closely behind him, catching 5 fish and pipping the Frenchman Manu at the post. An incredible session on Lochter to close out the tournament. Other good performances from Scott Robertson on Lintrathen, Dimitri Denotes on Group C on Sector 2, and Sean Brooks in Group D on the Upper Dawn in Sector 1 with 17 fish, closing out the last session of the 5 Nations Championship. And now to the final results.
Scotland, blue. Second place, 53, Team France. First place with only 5 place points. Considering there's only 4 sessions, that's actually extremely good going. Only comes from a few hundred yards away. Stevie Corsa.